Hey everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Now let's get on with the second chapter of What if Naruto was born in the world of One Piece and fell in love with Nami? Leave comments with any fanfics you'd like to see on the channel. I read them all. Please like and subscribe, and now, enjoy.
3. The Loss of Old Friends. As Lucci and Polly opened the big gate to the workshop, the squad was surprised at this of how contrasted it is. The squad talked about how amazing it is and how cool. Iceberg started to tour them around the place while the workers greeted him as he resected them back, greeting them back. Then Luffy slapped Iceberg on his back a few times as he asked if he wanted to join his crew. Usopp, Nami and Naruto had to clam Polly and Califa for what they're doing to Iceberg. Iceberg asked Luffy that his crew came all this way without a shipwright. Luffy told him that's why they're here and to fix his ship. Iceberg told there's a lot to go around, but if they're willing to go through with it. Luffy went to check out the big ship they're building after asking Iceberg. While Usopp was looking at other things with himself and the two suitcases but was sneaked attacked by the Frankie family. While Nami and Naruto also checked other things but came back to Califa and Polly as Kaku arrived back from his trip to the Mary and back. Kaku, where were you? Polly asked. An assessment, he answered. Wow, you were quick, huh? I take it you checked the ship? Nami asked him. That I did, missy. Wow, Iceberg, I was wondering where you were. Kaku said. They told why they're here. How's their ship doing? He asked about that. Kaku started to say. As Nami yelled for Luffy to jump back down here as a random worker came with their cases, Nami was mad that Usopp wasn't taking care of it. Luffy told the workers that how equal it cost cause they have lots to go around and what upgrades he wanted for it, with Nami jumping in at what she wanted as well. But Naruto looked at him, saw his serious demeanor and was concerned that he was about to say, not so fast. Kaku stopped them. Nami and Luffy's smile faded at this. That ship of yours, she's gone on some extraordinary trips, he asked them. You bet we've done it all. Luffy praised the Mary. You don't think I'm lying, do you? Luffy asked with his eyebrow raised. No, not the case. Kaku said. Her battle scars are far worse than you think. He said, so you're saying it's gonna take longer than you think? Nami asked. No man, it's not about the time nor skill either. I'm saying she can't be fixed, not even us. Kaku broke the news. Naruto widened at this. Wait, don't tell it's true, Naruto said. This had Nami and Luffy worried. What do you mean it's true? You're scaring me, Nami told Naruto. Just listen, he said to her. Polly went and sat down on the stacked woods. So the keel's damaged, right? He said to Kaku. That's right. It looks like it's a real wallop, Kaku said to him back. Nami fired back saying that they had no problems traveling with her. That's cause you and the crew got lucky, Naruto said to her. He's right, you must have had some of amazing type of luck, but in theory, even if we did everything it wouldn't matter cause she's too far gone, and you chance at a next island is far too low to risk, he said. Luffy was shocked at this and gulped at this. Bu got angry that they couldn't fix the ship and how they were supposed to the best shipwrights, and he said if it's money they have plenty. It's not the money either, son. He was about to say but was cut off by Naruto. She can restored back as she used to be. He finished his sentence. And honestly speaking, I'm rather impressed that you made it this far as she is in critical state, Kaku said. What's that supposed to mean? What are you implying? Nami asked him. Do you know what the keel is, a moral girl? Polly asked Nami. I know, Naruto said. It's the main frame of the ship. Without it you can't build a ship. It is the main structure like this you have. Your keel, then you start from there, but no keel you can't build it with it not falling apart. Also before you think you can't replace it. It like building another ship, Naruto told Nami and Luffy explaining what the keel does. He's right, it's just a pile of wood wadding her end. Polly said, hey, don't say horrible things about her. Nami yelled at him. Nami, I'm sorry to say, but he's right, the Mary is awaiting her doom, even you don't accept it, Naruto said, claiming her down. Fine, then build another Mary, Luffy asked them. Ccoku. Sorry, not possible, even if we built you a similar ship, but no one could build you one that would be exactly the same. Nowhere in the world there can be identical ships, it's simply not possible. The Pegan said, what do you mean? Why? Nami asked. Tell me. Are there any trees in the world that grow the same? The bird asked her. Nami was speechless. Nami, regardless of what they do, they can't build the Mary the same. It was a sailing ship is mostly built out of lumber. So meaning the overall size and the shape of the vessel is determined by the type of wood used. That's why an exact duplicate can't be built, even if they have the blueprints, but if they did make the same way, it was the only people would know the differences. You guys, Naruto said to Nami. Huh, this can't be possible, she said. Naruto sighed at this. Take my shadow clone for example. he said as he made a clone. Although it looks like me, have the same features like me and powers, but there's one difference that depicts us from each other. We both have our own conscious, but he follows orders from its creator Naruto that something is bound to have a difference. Iceberg decided to tell them that this their chance at a new ship, since this is the best place they can get since they have the money. Luffy denied this and didn't want to replace her. Instead he said that she can still sail if she's repaired. Luffy, I know it's upsetting, but all that money will go to waste. All their efforts will result in failure. Naruto told him Iceberg critiqued Luffy of his decision but told him that he can think about it, and Califa handed him the paper of their new and used models of ships. As an special worker named Lulu came to say government officials are to meet him. He said to say that he's gone, but they barged in themselves. Polly told the trio to hide cause there's government officials. The officials and Iceberg had their conversation somewhere else. While the trio were hiding, Luffy called out that the bags were light, but they suddenly screamed loud enough for all the shipwrights to hear them cause their suitcases were empty. But Lulu asked why Kaku was with the Frankie family, but he denied it. But they soon realized that it was Usopp that was kidnapped, so they got ready to leave, but Luffy left them behind NAMI Isle. Look up above to see from a top view, Naruto told her. Right, she said. But as he was ready to jump high, he suddenly shook for a moment as he fell on his knees, holding his left arm as he coughed out a heap of blood on. Everyone were tense at this. Naruto, Nami yelled, raining to him. Hey, lay down, don't move, just breathe. She told him. Kuruma, what happened? Naruto asked him. It's simply the raisin shuriken, spiraling shuriken. A lot out of you and disturbed your churka system, and the Shodao clone was the finishing move to take you out. He said to him. How didn't I notice before? He asked again. That I don't know, he said back. Well, I'll just have to wait, he said. That's why I'm not sharing my chakra. You need to rest, you've taken too much, and I have a suspicion that there's guys are hiding something, and if I do something that could trigger something that might them turn their backs to us. Kuruma Theroids. Okay, Naruto replied back. While that was happening, Nami asked them if they could take Naruto to the hospital since she's not familiar with the place, and asked where the Frankie family house is. Polly told her as she left as the special shipwrights took Naruto to the hospital. At the hospital, Naruto was in room being checked on by the doctors. How am I, doc? Naruto asked. It seems that you injured your arm, but not too serious, but I would recommend that you don't use it next time you do, could lead up to you having a broken arm for months. The doctor said. HMIC, well, that's great, here's the money for my bills, bye. Naruto said, getting up and putting his cash for the bills and jumping out the window. Hey, wait. The doctor shouted as he ran to the window, seeing Naruto jumping building to building. Nami was speeding by with her Yagura back to the ship after finding Usopp beaten up by the Frankie family. By surprise, Naruto was running by the wall low to jump on the Yagura as Nami was surprised that Naruto jumped on the Yagura. Naruto, how did you find and why are you moving? You're supposed to be at the hospital, she said. Yeah, but the doctor told that it's just my arm, but it'll be fine as long as I don't use it, he said to her. Oh, she mused. How's Usopp, you find him? He asked her, making her relasp what she saw when she found him. Yeah, I did, but not in the best condition, she said sadly. Huh, what do you mean? Naruto asked her. He was beaten by a pulp by the Frankie family, and I told to wait so I could get the rest of the crew to find and datery the Frankie house. She told him what happened. This sparked a memory to Naruto how he used to be beaten to a pulp by the villagers, but now hearing that his friends suffered the same made his blood boil higher than ever. Let's hurry up quick, Naruto told her. That's what I'm why, she asked him. 'Cause I'll show those low-lifes why no should suffer the same pain I did, Naruto said in Kuruma's voice. Nami's spine shrived at this. She's never seen Naruto like this now, made her ask what type of suffering he went through. They arrived at the ship, explaining to Zoro, Sanji and Chopper what happened, so the squad left Nami alone in the ship to the Frankie house for their revenge. Meanwhile, the squad arrived at the place. Nami told them where Usopp is but didn't find him there, but Chopper saw a trail and saw it was blood but soon realized he went to the Frankie house, but soon Luffy fell out the sky and fell in the water. Sanji saved him and they went to the hideout to the Frankie family. After a while, the crew stood there by the Frankie house looking at Usopp's beaten body. Is he breathing, Chopper? Luffy asked the doctor. He's unconscious, but yes. He's breathing, Chopper told Luffy. You wait for us out here, Usopp, we're leveling up this stupid place, Naruto told the unconscious Usopp. As the quad of 5 walked down there to the Frankie house with pure rage waiting to be released. As cheering was heard at the Frankie house, them drinking and eating, having a hell of a time, but outside was awaiting their doom as the squad besides Naruto started remembering the good moments with Usopp and how amazing he was. They stood at the entrance of the Frankie house as a random member of the family opened the door only to see the crew waiting for them as Luffy threw a punch at him, making her fly back. The Frankie family looked to see the 5 standing there. One of them recognized them. But one of the tall members went up to Luffy and saying that it was a big mistake for to come, but they didn't listen. As Luffy decided to do Gamagomu no Gataringu, Gum Gum Gatling, then finished him with a Gomu Gomu no Bazooka, Gum Gum Bazooka. This had the Frankie family and decided to shoot their cannons at them, but Zoro cut through them all and the cannon. This had them on the ropes and decided to run to the back door. But Sanji caught up to them and called them cowards for running from a fight they saturated, and hit them all with his party table kick course. And Sanji stood there blocking their way out the back door, but instead ran to the windows, but in the midst of the smoke chopper was there with a rumble ball, took and ran through them, until one of them tried to clam them down. Wait, you guys. It's the money, right? But the thing is, if you ask us, Frankie, the leader of this group, is gone, and we don't know where he went and is already spending. He said to them, but Luffy punched him at the face. Shut up, that's enough out of you, and heck, this has nothing to do with the money. Moreover, it's too late for that, Naruto told. Not even your bones will be left when he's done with you. Luffy told them. The family questioned who as the squad walked out the place. Just look up and that death is right in front of you, Zoro said to them as they left. They looked up to see Naruto with a big Rasengan that was as large as the hose and room as he dived down to them with it. The family tried to run but was too slow as Naruto hit the Rasengan on the ground, datering the Frankie house as it crumbled down. After that, Chopper was busy patching up Usopp as the others were doing their stuff and questioning how to find Frankie. Chopper asked them for help to take Usopp. Luffy made his decision that it's time to part ways with the Mary. The crew besides Robin were standing at the deck as Chopper ran out the door saying that Usopp is awake. They went up to the room. They talked about how Usopp shouldn't have gone all by himself to them and how Usopp said that he was weak and not strong enough to fight back. But soon after, Usopp asked about the Mary, if it's able to be repaired, but the others didn't say anything. But Luffy said that they're not going to do that, but get a new ship instead. The others just stood there watching the scene unfold. Usopp decided to take it as a joke and asked the others to stop messing around, but they said nothing and just watch. Usopp thought that losing that money, which meant that they couldn't afford for the repairs, but Luffy yelled at him to clam down. Both you stop it now, fighting over this isn't going to help clam yourselves, Zoro told them, trying to break the fight. I don't see what I'm doing wrong, he's just saying all this dumb stuff saying the Mary can't be fixed. Usopp defending himself. I know how you feel, but you shouldn't have to fight about it. Nami trying to ease them down. But Usopp didn't listen to that, but instead carried on until Luffy had enough and said that the Mary can't be fixed. But Usopp tried saying that the shipwrights don't know what they're talking about and saying not to give up on the Mary, and decided to judge Luffy, saying did he ever care for the Mary, or was she just an asset that they didn't need no more? But he said that he'll fix it himself and asked the others for help, but Sanji stopped him, saying that's not gonna work. But Luffy instead started telling him he's not a shipwright. But Usopp didn't care. He said that if the shipwright went through what they did with the ship, they wouldn't give up on her so easily, that he didn't want to lose her, and yelled at Luffy for being a horrible captain, not believing in his crew. But their banter started to get more wild, but before Luffy could say to Usopp to leave the crew if he didn't like the way he does things. But Naruto had of this and knocked them both down. Enough of this, all right? Naruto yelled at the both of them. The crew was shocked to see Naruto this angry. You two should stop acting like little kids and grown a beard already. Do you think for a second that this fight won't do any good, huh? Think? For a second, Usopp, this ship was gifted to you by your friend Kaya. She gave this ship. But you should also know, Usopp, that a ship is not human. They don't have a flesh like us or a healing factor like us, but need us to fix it. But the thing is, when you get a ship, the first thing that should come up to mind that it never lasts forever. It's not immortal. Kaya would have thought the same. She gave you this ship so we all could last a long time before it was time to say goodbye to it, cause if you brought it back to her, she wouldn't accepted it to come back good as new. She wouldn't think that it would come back the same way it was presented. No, cause a ship can't be fixed the same way it was. It's impossible, Naruto explained to Usopp. But now if you can't accept it, then, as Luffy was about to say, if can't comply with his orders, Naruto stop halfway. Then why don't you get of? Luffy was about to finish, but Sanji stopped him from finishing. But Luffy apologized, but Usopp stopped him. Nad said that he's just in the way of the task of King of the Pirates and said he's leaving the crew. As Sanji, Chopper and Nami tried to stop, but Luffy, Zoro and Naruto did nothing. But it's too late and the door closed. Nami tuned to them and told Luffy to do something cause Usopp his friend and should not be Abaddon, but Luffy said nothing and decide do things herself and ran out the door and told Usopp to come so they could talk this out. But Usopp kept on walking but stopped and channeled Luffy to a duel for the Mary at 10 p.m. 10 minutes before 10 p.m., Luffy was laying on the hammock while Nami stood there telling him talk things out with Usopp, but Luffy said that it's gone too far and said goodnight to. Sooner or later Luffy stood outside the area where Usopp and him are gonna fight as the crew stayed at the ship as they were commanded by Luffy and watched as they waited for Usopp to arrive in the midst of the smoke. Usopp was there walking down to Luffy as everyone aside Naruto remembering the good times with him. As he stopped, Luffy told him this is what he wanted and Usopp replied with saying that he found a way to beat him. If you can't stand to watch then go inside, Zoro warned them. Make no mistake, I'm not like any opponent you've faced before. We've been friends a long time now. I know all your moves, so I know what you can do, but there's something you don't know about me. I have 8,000 men on my side. Usopp yelled out, if you don't surrender now, I'll order them to attack. He threatened again. If you're gonna fight, take this seriously. Luffy yelled at him to man up. At the ship, you're the one to talk, Naruto called. Back to the fight, Usopp yelled. Usopp Vodo, you have razor-sharp needles stuck between all your teeth. You've got prickly Kata spines under your finger dash. He stopped as Luffy had enough and ran to him. Gomu Gomu no Pistaru, Gum Gum Pistol. Luffy yelled out as he was about to attack, but Usopp coughed of a buttload of tomato sauce to look like blood, which made Luffy stop. Back at the ship, Nami and Chopper question what happened as Naruto looks at the both of them with the "Are you serious, my brother?" face. Back to the fight, Luffy was tricked by Usopp and he punished him with a Furashu Dairu, false style, then hits him with a special attack Egg Star. He yelled, hitting Luffy again and again. Then Luffy had enough, would fight seriously now. Luffy yelled at him. This is how I fight, and watch not to leave your mouth open, Usopp said as hitting Luffy with a Tabasco Star, making Luffy step back. But Usopp warned him not jump around as he placed lots of spiky traps as Luffy fell back on them getting poked. Do what you will, I'll do anything to take the Mary back. Special attack Pepper Star. He yelled, locking a Pepper Star, making Luffy squeeze, which made him fall on the treeps over and over. I told you already, I know what your next move is, Usopp told Luffy again. Luffy managed to stop himself from falling again as Usopp locked his next attack, special attack Shuriken Shooting Star. Luffy ran to dodge all the shuriken. As Luffy landed somewhere safe, smoke started to show as Usopp said he placed a breath dial and shot a special attack Exploding Star. He shot it, making an explosion as it pushed the ship and waves back. As we see Luffy laid out on the ground without his hat as he rethinks of the good times of how good him and Usopp were. Usopp struggled to stand up as looked to what is of Luffy. I'm no fool, I realize it'll take more to beat you, he said as Luffy walked him down out the smoke. As he ran at Usopp using his Gum Gum Gatling, but Usopp knew what to do and hit him with a special attack Kata Star. He shot at him, which sent Luffy flying back as he had his next attack ready, triple Exploding Star. But Luffy dodged it in time, but Usopp kept firing, but Luffy went for the offensive side, throwing a Gum Gum pistol, which hit Usopp in the face, sending him flying back. As Luffy rushed him with his next attack with the Gum Gum Bazooka, but Usopp had his counterattack, which was the impacted dial to Luffy's face, making his nose bleed, as this also had Usopp holding his arm as the impact dial deals damage to the user, but Luffy flipped back on his feet as he finished the fight with a Gum Gum bullet to his chest as Usopp coughed out blood as he fell face down. But Luffy fell at his knees yelling at him, saying that his idiot thinking he could beat him, but he got up and walked away, grabbed his hat and told Usopp that the Mary is his and saying that he won't let anything hold him back. He carried on walking back to the ship. So long, old friend, while it lasted, he said as he stopped at the ship. It's too much, he said in a breaking voice. This is what it means to be Captain, Zoro said. You can't doubt yourself times like these. If you lose your confidence, who can we have faith in? Naruto finished the sentence. Let's pack our things and go. This is the last time we're staying on this ship and can never come back, Zoro said to everyone. The next day we see the Mary as it is no one there, empty, an empty shell of what it used to be, as Usopp laid there looking out in the sky on the wooden deck with the crew. The crew were staying at a hotel as we see Luffy sitting on a roof looking upset as ever, losing 2 crewmates in one day. As the sun rose up, in the bright light chaos unfolded as news of Iceberg being shot. As Sanji was walking by back to the hotel, he arrived and went in his room but back out to walk to the roof to where the others. He arrived and opened the door to see Chopper just standing there looking out to the city as Zoro sat by the bell that was built for the shade. So this is where you've been, went through a lot of trouble just to rent a room and no bothers to use it. Guess nobody slept, he said walking up to Chopper. Where's Luffy? He asked. Over there. Chopper looked to the roof as Sanji looked as well to see him there. As they're talking, Sanji asked, hey, I was wondering where's Naruto at? Sanji asked. He went with Nami. Zoro told him, oh, at least she's safe. he said as she bragged into the roof yelling to Luffy about what happened and to Iceberg. Luffy decided to check on him as he jumped down. Luffy, wait, I'm coming too, Nami said, running to the building to the ground floor. Naruto jumped down as well to Luffy as Sanji and Chopper went to look for Robin. As everyone were reading the news about Iceberg, Luffy and Naruto were running together to Iceberg. As they ran across the bridge, Nami called out to them at the bottom with her Yagra. Luffy jumped down. Yo, crew, think I can use it, Naruto? Kurama. Fine, you can, Kurama told Naruto. As he went through hand signs, transform. Naruto yelled as the two looked to see Naruto tuned to a small nine-tails fox and land on Nami's head. Luffy was amazed at this. Whoa, so cool, he said. But Nami's eyes sparkled as she cuddled him to her chest. Oh, woo, you're so cutie. She swooned over him as Naruto was enjoying the moment. After that, Nami gave Luffy the newspaper as Naruto jumped on Luffy's head to see, as well as the Yagura carried them to where Iceberg is. They made it to Dock 1 only to see it crowded with people on Yaguras. They asked a stranger where the main office is and said that it's at Dock 1 and is only letting in authorized personnel only. They tanked in him and carried on until a drumbeat was sounding. Everyone were looking around all scared as they knew what this was. Hey guys, question. Did you just say my name? A voice questioned. Some yelled no as others were still panicking as the man was singing, as everyone were yelling at him to go away until he said his name is Frankie. As everyone else ran away, the trio stayed looking at their foe. For friends to enemies. As they were looking at their enemy, Frankie yelled out for Luffy to show himself. Luffy yelled at him back, but Nami interfered, saying that she wants her money back. But Frankie said that he already spent it all. They agreed for a while until Frankie had enough. He decided to a deep breath and blew out fire. Hey, I'm the only who can do that, Naruto yelled at him childishly. Oh, grow up, Nami told him. Naruto just looked away at this. Frankie jumped down to them and splashed inside the water. They thought he would drown, but Naruto quickly released the transformation and carried Nami bridal style and jumped all the way to land just as Frankie punched the Yagura Cedars. But Luffy, while in the air, went for the attack of Frankie to hit back with his fist, which stretched out with chains. As Luffy hit the Dock 1 gate and fell down back to the ground, Luffy got back up and started to fight Frankie again in the shipyard. But the shipwrights interfered as Polly punched the both of them as the five of them stood there. This is too easy. If you knew what was happening then you've skipped town a while ago, Polly said to Luffy. As the crowd cheered since the Galley-La made it to save the day, as the foremen were agreeing, they decided to start fighting as Polly used his rope action on Luffy to strangle him, but Naruto jumped in and cut the rope with his wind blade. Frankie yelled at the foreman at beating Luffy when he's supposed to beat him up to plup as he started to attack them. Luffy tried to ease the situation at hand but was shot by Lulu, but the bullets didn't go through him since he's rubber. Would you look at that? He's a devil fruit user, Lulu said as the bullets bounced back at the other directions as he kicked Luffy in the chin. But Naruto tapped his shoulder. He tuned to him only to get a right hook straight to the face as Frankie was shooting at them, but they dodged. He saw Kaku in the air and went to shoot him as well, but Tilestone knocked him back with a wood log. While Kaku was in the air, he got a tap on his shoulder as well to see Naruto and got comboed to the ground as he made shadow clones and jumped Tilestone, while Luffy on the other hand was blocking all of Lucci's attacks, trying to last as long as possible to get hit and can PCKD his hands back, but got plammed to the ground instead. As he dropped his guard, 3 clones sneaked him and hit him with the Uzumaki 2K barrage set up, and other clones punched him and kicked him while in the air, was finished with a Rasengan to the chest and was sent to the ground with a Burus in his chest as Naruto landed on his feet standing face to face with Polly. The crowd was scared at this, that someone was able to beat the 4 foremen. I think we are the ones who deserves answers. Why are you attacking us? Naruto demanded from them. The Polly told them that Robin was the one who shot Iceberg, but Luffy denied it and yelled at them back with Nami. She put in headlock cause she was one the Straw Hats. Hey, leave her alone, Naruto yelled at them. But he smirked at this. Oh, her, and what if I don't, he says, rubbing her body. Naruto was disgusted at this. As the man grabbed one of her breasts and Nami screamed, and this was the last straw as Naruto's eyes tuned a scarlet red color with 3 small black-like pupils. No, this is impossible. This was supposed to dead. How could this be? They should be dead by now, Kurama said with a shocked tone. As Naruto flared his eyes at the man, which made him let go of Nami and stood back with a scared face. Huh, what is it? One of them asked him. He's a demon. He screamed out loud as he ran. Naruto tuned back to the 5 foremen to see them jumping Luffy. Naruto made 6 clones as the one ran and carried Nami away from the crowd. As Luffy was still running away, he was back to wall as Kaku used his chisels and trapped Luffy as Tilestone had a cannon ready to shot him as Luffy tried and move away. and he shot him as the crowd started to celebrate. Frankie was happy to see Luffy lose as he was sitting down with a drink. He had enough and hit the men with a coup de vent that used high-pressured air which locked Polly, Kaku and Tilestone up in the air. But the radius also hit the crowd, sending others back as well. But Frankie chuckled at this as he attack caused a lot of damage as it dateried the shipyard. But Luffy ran to Nami and yelled at Naruto to follow them as he swung up to a roof with Nami as Naruto jumped up to them. They arrived at a roof looking at the main office. If that's not the place, then I don't know what is. It's by Dock 1. Nami said as she sat on her legs. As it was swarmed with reporters as Nami looked at Luffy. Are you sure about this? She asked. OFC, I am this the only way I can get answers from Ice Pops, Luffy told her. I can't stop you, but remember everyone on this island is hunting you down now, so before you rush and sneak around and find Iceberg is. She ran him, but Luffy swung his way through the glass. And there he goes, Naruto said. Nami sighed. Why can't he listen? She asked. Never mind that, let's go, Naruto said as he put Nami on his back as he handed a sign. Huh, what are you doing? Genjutsu that make us invisible for a while. Naruto said, jumping through the broken glass, and sensed Luffy and went to him. After a while, Califa called to Luffy, and he went in the room where Iceberg is as Naruto and Nami snuck in. Well, hello there, Pirate boy, were you looking for me? Iceberg asked him. Sure was, thanks for saving me. Luffy thanked him. Considering the angry mob, I assume you didn't burst in here to kill me. He said. All I want is to hear your side of the story. Luffy told why he's here. Then Iceberg told him his side of the story, but Luffy tried to Tsunade by saying if it wasn't girl who looked like him. But Iceberg pulled a gun and pointed at him and told him to shut up and to grant him a favor, saying he wants to see Nico Robin again. But couldn't grant it, saying that he doesn't know himself, and he shot the gun as the shipwrights ran in the room and asked if Iceberg is okay, and he said he is and wanted to come closer to the truth, but that it's in vain, and commanded all the Straw Hats to be arrested. Outside, Luffy stood on the roof as Naruto's genjutsu ran out and him and Nami were visible, so they talked about before as they jumped down, Luffy holding Nami, while Naruto followed them. Nami screamed for her life as they were swinging around until they landed on a roof. Phew. Safe and sound. Luffy said as Nami punched him in the head. Safe and sound. But I thought I was gonna die. She yelled. But you said we can't use the elevator since we'll be recongzied. There was no choice. He countered back. That doesn't mean, hey, let's jump down, idiot. She grabbed him by the collar. You're right, sorry about that. He apologized. Whatever, it's fine since we're safe now. She said. Then stop hitting me. He yelled at her. But Nami said they won't be for long, cause she predicted that there was a typhoon on its way, as she said they should go back to the inn. As they were sneaking their way back to their hotel but found Zoro on the way, but with the shipwrights behid him, they ran from them trying to get somewhere safe. They trooned to an alleyway to a bridge where they hid under as Zoro nad Nami sat on Luffy as Naruto's feet stick to the floor as Chopper popped his head to them, scaring Luffy, making him let go as they fell. But they got on the roof and discussed about Robin, if she's a friend or a foe. They made a plan for night when the next attack happens. Nightfall. As it was getting dark, the crew besides Sanji sat in a tree hiding until something happens. Until an explosion happened, they still waited as Chopper saw two being chased by everyone. Alright then, what's our next move? Zoro asked. Yeah, Wadash. And he's already gone. Naruto said, looking at where Luffy used to be. They also looked to see him gone. Zoro and Nami screamed and yelled, saying what about the plan, but they're decided to the main office. They thought Luffy would attack from the front of the main office, so they jumped over the gate and was ready to join the chaos, only to see the shipwrights unharmed. The trio screamed out that this was a dumb idea. I got this, Naruto said, making hundreds of clones that went to attack the shipwrights as the real one carried Nami bridal style and jumped up the roof as Zoro and Chopper followed on. Luffy was stuck between two buildings. Before he freed himself, he then rocketed himself to the building and trapped himself again in a wall before seeing Paul lied on the ground breathing heavily as two people with masks, one of them tried to attack Luffy with attack that cut through the wall, but he escaped, until the other one kicked him down on the ground and used rings to immobilize him, but there stopped their assault cause they were told to go to the bedroom, so they lefted them there. In the bedroom, the four masked men reveled themselves to be Lucci, Kaku, Califa and Blueno from the bar. After that, they asked him again, where is the blueprints for Pluton? As they went to say they've been undercover for 5 years and told Iceberg about Cyberpole and the branches 1 to 8 and saying CP9 don't exist and are allowed to execute them. But Iceberg disrespected him and was kicked in the face, and Kaku checked his plus, and Lucci started to say his hypothesis and came to the conclusion that Frankie has the blueprints of Pluton. Soon or later, the door was cut into pieces to reveal Zoro with the trio behid as the wall was broken, which revealed Luffy and Polly. They straight to a groove for a wool until Polly ran to Lucci using his rope action. Hinch Niven's Lucci dodged it and used his attack finger pistol, and peeked it close to his neck to his left lung. He took his finger out as Polly struggled to stand and fell on one knee, breathing heavily. As Lucci said that he has mastered the 6 powers which made them a living weapon stronger than 100 men, as Polly started to rethink of the good times with them. As Lucci went to finish him off, but Luffy stretched his foot to him, but he stopped it with his bare hand. Then Luffy used Gum Gum Gatling, but Lucci yelled Iron Body. As Luffy's attack didn't deal any damage, as Lucci used a technique called Shave, as he blitzed to Luffy and used Finger Pistol, and Luffy crashed to the wall next to his crew. If you weren't rubber, you'd be dead with a hole in your neck, Lucci said as Luffy pulled Polly to them as he breathed heavily. They started to agree again about them being traitors and taking Robin away from them and telling Robin why she left. Then Robin explained her true intention. Then Iceberg tried to tell her to wake up and realize, but she shut him up by putting hands on him to knock him out for a while. As everyone tried to convince to turn back and come back to them. Sorry to break the little reunion, but I'll have to stop you there. But we have other important stuff to do. Se, we're finished here. Lucci broke the news as Lucci asked Califa how much time left, as she said 2 minutes, as Lucci explained that the building will explode in 2 minutes. As the crew got ready to fight, Zoro told Luffy, does he accept that Robin isn't on their side? Luffy denied. Lucci warned them that the first floor is about to burn and said they're just pirates. That's nice of you to give us credit for your attempted arson. I'll pass, Nami said, pointing her climb attack at them. What's with more crime when we're going to execute you anyway, Blueno said. Robin put her hood on. Well, I suppose I'll take my leave now, she said. You've done what you're told. Good work. Lucci praised her. Robin, don't go. You're still one of us. Luffy tried to talk her out of it. This is farewell, she said, turning her head to them. Robin? Chopper and Nami said in unison as Luffy ran at the 4 CP9 members to get to Robin. Hey Kit, I suggest you use the Sharingan to help you get your way to her, Kuruma told Naruto. Hush, Sharingan, what is that? Naruto asked. Long story short, its eyes passed down by clans and is powerful, and how to use it: add chakra to your eyes and then you activated it. Don't overuse it or you'll go blind forever, Kuruma explained to Naruto. Naruto added chakra to his eyes and activated the 3 Tomo Sharingan. Luffy kicked Blueno in his face but did no damage. Then he went to use Gatling, but Blueno moved like paper. He stopped because Robin was getting closer to the window and went to hit Blueno with the pistol, but he dodged with ease as they were showcasing their moveset to them using Luffy as the dummy. Zoro clashed with Kaku as Naruto made a clone to fight Blueno as Luffy ran to Robin, who opened the window to escape but got plammed face by Lucci, stopping him from his tracks and gets yeeted to the side. The others were shocked at how strong they are, but Lucci said they try in themselves to surpass the human body and how they kept it for absolute justice. Also how horrible weak you are compared to me, Naruto said with a cocky smirk. Cocky, huh, just wait until I wipe that smirk off, Lucci told Naruto. Thinking ahead of selves, huh, just wait until I show you that your 6 powers mean nothing to me. Naruto countered back with the same thing. Lucci, the bomb is about to detonate, we should hurry, Califa told Lucci. A chance like this is quite rare, let me show you something, Lucci said, tuning himself to a leopard. Everyone was shocked at this, as Lucci explained that he ate the cat fruit. Model type leopard. As the building started TP burn. As Lucci said that he has to kill everyone so no evidencias left. As Lucci used Tempest Kick, which started to make the building collapse as the roof was about to fall on Nami. Chopper was about to push her out the way, but Naruto pushed them out the way as it fell on him. Naruto! They screamed out, guess pride does get the bitter end of it. As Lucci stabbed Luffy in the midsection and set him flying, as he also set Zoro flying, as well as the building started to fall apart. Nami was sent out the building as she was coked out. As Chopper jumped out the building that was still on fire with Zoro's sword and Iceberg and Pylai on his back. He saw Nami injured but couldn't get to her and fell. The shipwrights helped him, and the two, after some time, we see Iceberg and Nami sitting by a tree far from the fire. They then started talking about why she betrayed them and saying she tuned herself over to the government to stop them from using a buster call which is capable to level an island, and she did for her crew, saying the crew were her only friends that cared for her. After that, Nami got up and saying that now they're motivated, that they'll beat CP9, but before she went to Chopper, she seemed, what is it? Iceberg asked. Where's Naruto? She yelled. Iceberg himself was shocked until he realized, I never saw him run out the building or escape. But there's no way he would die now, just maybe he escaped unnoticed. Iceberg suspected. Nami still had second thoughts about it but complied with slap Chopper for him to wake up and to find Zoro and Luffy. With Robin. Robin was standing there waiting to board the sea train as Marines and government officials were there as well, but unsuspected to her, Sanji was hidden somewhere as Naruto transformed as Kuruma again. was on her shoulder using genjutsu. As the bodyguards of Korji escorted her to the train as CP9 arrived with Frankie and Usopp tied up as everyone entered the sea train. With Nami and Chopper. Back to Nami and Chopper they set out with the shipwrights as Nami and Polly with some shipwrights went to the sea train before it departed from Water 7 to Enies lobby. Chopper and his band of shipwrights set out to find Luffy and Zoro. Back to Robin. As Robin sat at her seat on the train looking out the window waiting to get going, the sea departed ahead of schedule cause of the waves. As Robin was thinking of the adventures they had together, thinking a voice said taking her back to reality, who? She couldn't finish as her mouth was covered by a hand. She looked and the famous spiky blonde boy. Keep your voice down, Naruto told her. How you're not supposed to be here? She said thinking she's dreaming. Well, it's quite simple really, I'm a shinobi so sneaking around is one of my specialties, Naruto explained to her. But why are you here? I told you already I'm not coming back, Robin told Naruto. I'm not here for that, we'll do that later, he said. Then why are you here? She asked. Why? Why did you leave? Naruto asked her. Robin looked at him, then smiled as she. Naruto was confused at this what are. His words were cut off by a hug by Robin. She pulled back and looked at him. To save you guys, silly. She smiled. What do you mean? Save us all? Naruto asked. Then she explained why. After that Naruto's eyes were shadowed by his hair. Naruto, are you there? Robin asked him. As Robin thought that Naruto was holding back pure sadness and holding back the Yuger to cry, but she was far off that. Naruto's mindscape. In Naruto's mind we would expect the normal sewer but we would be wrong in many ways as it was a beautiful landscape area with mountains and rivers. Since it was the mind of Naruto he decided to change the area a bit. But what we see is Kurama talking to Naruto about something. Kid, I know you're angry, I know you're mad at what they're doing, but it would be better if we just wait until we reach the area good enough to fight in. Kurama tried to reason with Naruto. Why just why? Crew, can't you see that she's suffering? Why just why? For once can't you side with me? All I've wanted is to help people. So why is it so convenient that there we can beat them easily? Why? Just why? Naruto leashed as he fell to his knees, tears flowing out. All I wanted to do is to save people, is to be the hero everyone needs, even if they hate me yet. I screw up every moment I get. The suffering I went through, I don't want anyone else to go through it, Naruto said. Kid, I know you're suffering that you can't save just one person, but you're letting that one thing defile you from you. Can really be just cause you can't save one life doesn't you can't save any, Kurama told Naruto. But remember that time I trained you on how to master my chakra, that you'll use it when it's really needed. Well, I know what I'm thinking, Kurama said to Naruto. Really? But why? Naruto asked. Naruto, there's something I've been meaning to tell you that no one has ever told me, that you've always cared for me. Ever since we met you made feel like a father to you, you've always respected me and never treated like a weapon. He was about carry on, cause you're not one, Kurama, you're just like any other animal, but since you can talk you're like us, a human, even if you're animal that does change you from anyone else, Naruto told Kurama. He's not no weapon. Kurama's eyes widened at this as he could smile at this. Well, that clone of yours could only last a long time. Damn well, I never thought you can manipulate the clone into giving info without the need of dispelling the clone. Never thought you can be that smart to create something like that. Kurama praised Naruto for his genuous. Thanks, but I need to get back to the crew before they find a way to leave, Naruto said. Back to Robin. Well, it seems that it's time for me to go, Robin, he said. What do you mean you're not thinking of fighting them alone, are you? She said, tensing up. You'd be surprised that I'm just a clone, but we'll save you, I pro. The clone didn't finish as he dispelled. Robin coughed at the smoke to see that it was indeed a clone. Back at Water 7. At Water 7 the crew besides Sanji went underground to the second sea train that Granny Kokoro said that were building all this time. But where Naruto was is that after the roof was falling on him, he broke the floor below him to escape and now is meditating since his clone is with Robin. After that he got up and closed his eyes once more and sensed the crew's energy. And started making his way there with the crew after Luffy said that the Frankie family could join them on their way to Enies lobby after they dipped. Naruto appeared in a puff of smoke, but the others were ready to attack. They were shocked to see him in the midst of the smoke. Naruto? The crew screamed. Hey guys, sorry that I took so long. He was unable to finish as Nami punched in, sending him to the ground. You idiot, why did you just run off like that and not tell us that you're okay, and why come back now? She yelled at him. Yeah, that was my fault, sorry, Naruto apologized. Well, since we know now that you're okay, let's get going," Nami told Naruto as they all got on the train and left, but unbeknown to them, that a group of people were hidden in the covers waiting until it's goog enough to come out. As Rocketman took off there, went through a canal that would take them out of the underground tunnel, until they flew out the exit as the Frankie family connect to the train as they rode with King Bulls. As Luffy asked Granny Kokoro they're not going fast enough, but she reassured him that once they get on the railway they'll go top speed, but as she was trying to get on the railway as Chienmi and Nobe sneaked on the train and were on the outside as Luffy was about to get them, the train landed on the railway going super speeds. In the train, Nami, Zoro, and Chopper were struggling to keep ground. Naruto held Nami from stopping her from falling. "Hey, thanks, but how are you standing just fine?" she asked him. "Well, I'm using chakra to stick to the ground, so I'll be fine," as he reassured her. After a while, everyone got in the train to stay safe from being blown away as Polly, Lulu, and Tilestone also somehow got on the train and explained that he came along was to help them. But Lulu and Tilestone asked the whole story and Polly told them. After that, they devised who they're gonna fight. "No fair, you can't be always picking the strongest person there," Naruto whined. "Well, I'm captain, and you listen to me," Luffy said, pulling his two gun out at Naruto. The two started to augur. As Chinmi told Kokoro that Aqua Laguna was headed to them, Nami asked Kokoro to do something. She said that her job ended when she got them on the railway. Nami told Luffy they have to do something, but Luffy said a speech saying that the Frankie family and Polly and the two fight as one and saying that they won't let one wave stop them. As they were starting to get the cannons ready, but Nami started to feel something ring on her breast as she now remembered that transporter snail that Sanji gave her. As she answered and asked what was happening, and he explained that things got a bit, saying they still have Robin on the train, and explained why Robin left. "Hey Luffy," Naruto Zoro said. "Yeah, I know that wave is asking for it," Luffy answered, stretching his arm. "Hey, well, let's go," Naruto told them as he got up and went with them to the top of the train. They started to stretch themselves to get ready. As they got, Luffy asked how much is 108 times 2. Zoro gave the answer of 216. "Okay, ready, Luffy." The two, yeah. They both said, "Now gum gum, 300 caliber, and wind style Rasen," as they got ready to attack the wave's cannon. They shouted in unison as their attack opened up a hole that was able to make Rocketman go through as they went like a roller coaster, until they exited out. As the people outside yelled, they made it. As the three got back in, the called Luffy saying that Sanji wanted to talk to him and saying that Sanji can beat anyone there. Zoro tried to butt in and Luffy pep talked him, saying would he wait for the others, and Zoro accepted it as Sanji on the other side crushed the phone of the snail from pure anger. With Sanji, Frankie, and Usopp. Sanji, Frankie, and Usopp, who hid himself as a person named Sniper King and devised a plan on how to rescue Robin. Back at the train, Zambi, Lulu, and Tilestone were bleeding their noses out as Nami changed in front of them as Polly yelled at her for that, and Nami said she had no other choice as he yelled at her for not covering up, and at the squared-haired sisters as they taunted him, calling him shy boy / as Lulu trooned to Naruto, "Hey kid." He called him huh. Naruto said, "Did you, see?" He said, trying not to make it inappropriate, "No, I didn't." He said as him and Tilestone had tears and had both their hands together. "Oh, that's good, at least the innocent child is safe from what we've seen," they cried out. Naruto trooned, red in anger from this. "Hey, shut up with this kid talk, I'm 22, not a minor." He shouted at them as Zoro held him from attacking them as he seemed to be struggling. "Damn, how are you this strong, Luffy, help me." Zoro yelled out for Luffy to try and clam Naruto down, but he was busy trying to put a piece of meat in his black pants he changed into. As the whole crew changed their outfits, as Nami wore a light blue skirt with a blue jacket that was in line with her midsection that showed her brown bra. As Chopper only wore a pink jacket, as Zoro had changed shirts to a yellow open shirt. Finally, Naruto, who had his classic think of the battle outfit he wore, as Granny Kokoro praised them, saying they might actually do it. As Zoro asked Nami did she change her weapon, as she explained that Usopp added some dials to it, as her and Luffy got upset, as she that it was his last work, as Zoro yelled at them not to get all sad. With the trio at the train, the trio got ready and went to the last car as they showed themselves and closed the door and hammered it to stop them from opening it. But inside, the Captain T-Bone used a SLSH to cut a huge door shape, cutting through and making it Silda open and fly off. As T-Bone went to the roof to see the trio on car 5, saying it was a trap, and detached. So they went in the car and started to beat the agents there as one started to shoot Frankie, but the bullets deflected off at him as he threw the chair at him as he told them he was a cyborg, and went to the next car, which was 4, as they saw a midget who was a chef using skates and said, "Do they want ramen?" as he ate flour as ramen came out his nose as he added it to a bowl with broth as he presented it to them. "Here," he said. "Hell, no!" They shouted together. At Rocketman, Naruto felt sick as he held his stomach. "Hey Naruto, what's wrong?" Nami asked. "I feel someone is messing with my favorite food," Naruto replied back. Back to the trio. "Listen, we've got someone waiting for us, Wanza, so enjoy that knows ramen yourself," Sanji said as Wanza said that they'll have to defeat him to pass through as Frankie and Sniper King was about to attack. Sanji stopped them and said that he'll deal with him as he told them to go as he handled things as Wanza ate a bag of flour and shot ramen beams at them as Sanji went to kick but he dodged. Frankie and Sniper King went to the roof to the third car as Wanza that the next person there is Nero and he was a new member of CP9 and that there are dead meat, but Sanji went for another attack but he dodged again. The two got in their stance ready to fight it out. Sanji ran at him locking multiply kicks, but Wanza dodged. Sanji told him that it'll take forever if he keeps dodge, so Wanza got his first attack ready. "Ramen Kenpo? Noodle Slicer." He yelled as he got his skates ready as he sparked fire from it and ran to Sanji. "Let's see how you like this fire skates blades," he yelled, going for a horizontal kick to Sanji, but Sanji evaded this in time. Sanji slid to one knee as Wanza stood for a second as he cried out, "Not only you dodged my amazing attack. He kicked me 10 times, didn't you?" He cried out. "Actually 12. Sanji corrected him. "Hey you secretly strong or something?" Wanza asked him. "It's not really a secret, it maybe you're just weak." Sanji answered him. "Weak? Not even my old man wouldn't say that. I'll make you pay. The only reason you're doing well is 'cause you're distracting me by your swirling eyebrows. They make me dizzy, that's why I fell for your attack. Still, you're a good fig. They're too bad you look weird." He pointed at Sanji. "Hey you freak! You're the one to talk," Sanji yelled back at him. As Wanza opened a cupboard and grabbed another bag of flour. "After that fail, I feel like I need to prove myself. So I'll show you something cool," he said as he ate the bag of flour as he made a ramen suit, and saying he's speed, power, and special abilities have level up and said he's gonna beat him with Frankie. As Frankie was hitting his posias, he asked who Nero is as Nero explained who he is, and Frankie told Barrow to look back and he did only for him to hit him with a right hook. Rocketman. Luffy disappeared to the front of the train. As Nami asked the crew he went as. But back to Luffy, he sat at the front of the train and ate a piece of meat saying they're gonna rescue her and Usopp. Sanji versus Wanza. As Wanza went to attack Sanji with a right fist, Sanji dodged. He went with the same attack again. Sanji decided to fight back and went with a kick only for his foot to get stuck, and Wanza used this at his advantage and dragged Sanji across the walls. "So what do you think? My ramen Kenpo attacks are quite cool, huh?" he asked Sanji. As Wanza got dizzy again from Sanji's eyebrow but got out of his trance and threw Sanji down with his arm to the floor and jumped and pressed Sanji. As he did again as Sanji was taking a beating. As Sanji finally got free, Sanji decided to think of a plan as the only place to attack him was his actual body, but that backfired as he blew out sharp needles that sent Sanji back. Wanza figured out Sanji's fighting style and went to attack again, but Sanji had something else that he didn't expect as he kept attacking. The noodles started to get small until we see Sanji with 2 sharp knives in his hand. And Wanza asked what the hell he was doing, and Sanji said that a chef must fight without using his hands or knives. But since they're in a kitchen and he's using food, this is different. Frankie versus Nero. The start fighting strong right. Frankie striked with his arm, but Nero dodged with his paper art. Tempest kick. He used the high-pressured air attack and hit Frankie as he fell back. Nero thought he got him, but Frankie puffed up his cheeks. Riodito used his attack as he blew fire at him, but Nero evaded over the ship only to use moonwalk to get back on. They stood for a sec and ran at each other and attacked, but that did nothing again. With Sniper King. As Sniper King using octopus shoes to get his way to car 1 where Robin is and knocked on the window, and she looked and wondered why he's here. Sanji versus Wanza. As they stood there, Wanza decided to attack with his ramen Kenpo, but this only made this worse as Sanji used the knives again to attack and cut the ramen again as the ramen landed on a plate which Sanji had and placed on the side. As Sanji told Wanza to give up and used his ramen Kenpo legs, but Sanji did the same thing again, but he cut them up to small cylinder blocks. As Wanza went and used his noodle beam but came to no avail as Sanji dodged as he cut his ramen body and kicked his face to fill back to place as the ramen body opened up to reveal Wanza's real body again. As Sanji complimented him on he took care his knives. Frankie versus Nero. The two started to fight again. This time Nero had an idea and used moonwalk. He admitted that he hadn't mastered finger pistol, so he used actually pistols to shoot Frankie at his back, which made Frankie cry out in pain. Nero told him that he found his weakness. But Frankie didn't mind as he asked him what a centaur is, and Nero answered saying that they have a horse body from the waist down and are human. Then Frankie started to convert to one, but his legs went forward instead it went backwards. Rocketman. At the train, where's Bashing Tom? Luffy asked. It's Puffing Tom. Now get back in here, you're already soaking wet in your changed clothes. Nami yelled at him. I don't care. Luffy didn't care. Back in the ship, the others were imitating what Luffy, Zoro and Naruto did to Aqua Laguna. And Zoro yelled at them to do something else. As Luffy said that he saw the train as the same group ran to the top. They saw Luffy fling himself to the cars. After a while, he came back out the cars and yelled at Zoro to cut the cars. As Zoro got ready, he attacked two sword-style sword-draw Rashomon. As he cut the two cars in half as Luffy jumped back on, the others started to celebrate, but Zoro quickly shut them, saying that it's not over as he wrapped his bandana around his head. As they passed through a Sea King that was cut in half as they stood there waiting for their enemy.